we are watching murderers go free. They hide behind their badges, they hide behind their white privilege, and they use the excuse that they fear for their lives to murder our young people in cold blood.
It's done.
Eggs, my brother.
No. Don't think about it.
All you self-righteous assholes do is march and destroy your own communities. Killing me won't change a goddamn thing.
It's a lot different when it's a grown black man standing around it.
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Though I totally appreciate y'all coming through, man. Please don't forget, man, Checks and Balances is out now. Click the link that's in the description box below. You see it below on the screen, man. And I just want to, I got a question. So I got these Nello wafers, right? What's more addicting, Nello wafers, ginger snaps, or Pringles? Like, that's just a real question, man, because I don't buy them. If they're in the house, Dre may buy them, but I don't buy ginger snaps. I don't buy Pringles, and the kids are liking Nello wafers now, so I guess I'll be eating them all. But anyways, man, what's more addicting? Anyways, Eddie Hearn says something which was interesting. It was on Fight Hype. He says, own the pot. And this is what I be telling y'all fighters, man. Y'all better listen, because at the end of the day, if you're not moving by this model, you're the fool. You're Bobo the fool, okay? And I preach on ownership. And by the way, live from the Hawthorne estate, man. I'm never gonna get tired of saying that. And Fred said, Fred, how can you talk about this? Because I own everything I do. Bottom line, I own everything I do, and I'm worth $1 gazillion. How about that? So I can say what the hell I want to say as it pertains to the business of boxing, because how you do one deal is how you do every deal. You know what I mean? In terms of the foundations of it, you know. But anyways, man, Tank Davis, you better go on a interview tour and see who gives you the best options, because hear me out, Tank. You can, no matter where you go, Al Heyman's going to be your advisor. The contract is $360. You're locked in. There's nothing you can do about that. But there is something you can do about your promotion. There is guarantees that you can put in. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think that, oh, I see my chandelier in my last name right there. Damn. I got to cut that one out. But anyways, man, I genuinely believe that, Tank, you better go visit Eddie Hearn. If you don't want to do it yourself, I would do it myself. That way I can count everything down to the penny. Here's what you should do, Tank. Get you a lawyer and get you an auditor. Make sure they're on the, you can keep them separate or put them on the same team. It doesn't matter. Lawyers and auditors going to rob you no matter what, because the auditors create the numbers, but you need an auditor. I'm going to tell you, if you are a pay-per-view fighter, you need an auditor. That will piss Steven Espinoza and Al Heyman off, and whoever your promoter is, to the 10th power, because every penny has to be counted. You understand what I'm saying? So I think auditors and lawyers need to be a part of Tank Davis' team. And I'm telling you the God honest truth, man. If you are a pay-per-view fighter from Floyd Mayweather to Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Brown, you're getting robbed. Okay? You don't know the international rights. You don't know how to count that personally yourself. Cut it out. You know what I mean? You don't know how to count the closed captions and the that if you have a fight in Vegas, you know, if the fight sells out, it goes on closed caption, and you know, but anyways, the licensing, the advertising dollars and all, it's big advertising dollars on big fights, in case y'all didn't know. As I digress, Tank, I'm not saying Al Heyman is wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say Floyd Mayweather is wrong, because I don't know the true details of your contracts. I know what an Al Heyman contract looks like. And what I'm telling you is this. Everybody needs to work for Tank Davis. And you say, Fred, why am I so keen? Because I want these kids. I don't want these kids to end up like Mike Tyson, high on drugs every day, doing interviews, high on drugs, and people calling them great because they stupid. I would never call a man great that's high on drugs every goddamn day. Drunk and high and on mushrooms, maybe cocaine. I don't know. But y'all calling a man great. I would never call a man great like that. You know what I mean? Great is my grandfather. That's what greatness is. Greatness is probably your grandfather, your uncle, your father. I didn't have one, so it's your father. The nerve of y'all to cast the term great upon a man that's a detriment really at this point. And that's what's next. If you don't own yourself and you don't have enough money to sustain yourself, you will succumb to this machine. And this machine ain't white. This machine ain't black. This machine is green. And Tank Davis, if you don't take my advice now, it's going to be a little too late. You know, after your trial, after you go to court, or maybe you'll plea out. You know what I mean? I just saw you got the key to the city. I thought that was a great move. Now you need to do a community service tour, you know, because you are a public figure. So everything you do will go viral. And you better jump on that shit. And you also better go jump on a meeting with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is coming to LA next week to do the Canelo tour. You better meet up with him. And if you re-sign with Floyd Mayweather without seeing what anybody else has to offer, I think you're Bobo the fool. Because Floyd is never going to love you. You know, the Tank, stop acting like Floyd is going to love you. It can always be a business relationship, I'm sure. But in terms of him loving you and saying, we'll be together forever. I saw Champside do something. I didn't see the interview, but I did. Champside posted something, or Blue Blood. One of them posted something. And if you think Floyd's gonna love you after what y'all been through over the past 5 years, you're a fool. And I'm only spitting facts. So I'm urging Tank. If you're not going to do it yourself like me, I turned an unemployment check into well over 8 figures. Now, if you are not going to do it my way, you better go interview every major promoter from Bob Arum, because you're going to learn. And people say, Fred, why do you interview everybody? Because everybody's personality is not the same. And I can curate history. Don't you know all these interviews I've done? Do you know what's going to happen to them? 100 years from now, the same way I went and researched Malcolm X, I had to watch interviews from people I've never even heard of. I'm documenting history. I'm curating history. I'm framing questions to benefit Black men for perpetuity. That's why. Stupid niggas. You know what I mean? It's on my platform. I'm not going to a white man's platform and spilling my guts. You are. You know what I mean? All you need is some crackers and some watermelon. You know what I mean? You sit there like a motherfucking slave and a clown. You know what I mean? Fred ain't doing that shit. You understand what I'm saying? If it's a business relationship, I mean, that's a little different. But if I'm just, you know, you sitting in front of a white man and saying, hey, Mr. White Man, I've been fighting against you for years, but I'm happy to be sitting next to you right now, massa. That's what a lot of motherfuckers look like, all these fighters and YouTubers and shit like that, man. It's laughable. But anyways, man, as I continue to say, Tank Davis, go get yours, man. It's time. You only gonna get bigger. Trust me. And like I said, I don't know if they're wrong or right, but I would sit down with every promoter so I can understand the language, so I can understand the jargon. That's why they really don't want me in boxing. That's why Al Hammond don't want me talking to y'all PBC fighters, because I give y'all the game. Imagine owning the whole pot. And what I mean by owning the whole pot means you know where all the money is coming from. It's $80 million in the pot. You pay Floyd, you pay the house promoter, TGB. And what PBC fighters don't know is they paying 2 promoters. If you've signed to Mayweather Promotions, Samson Promotions, Warrior Boxing, you're paying 2 promoters. You're paying TGB and you're paying your promoter and you're paying Al. So when they say they making more, they're really fooling themselves. You know what I mean? Al is putting that $2 million or $1 million to the commission so he can get paid. That's all. So he can hide the money. Y'all think y'all getting paid extra $200,000, but you still got to pay your promoter. You're not getting paid more because you had to pay TGB and you got to pay Warrior Boxing. But y'all don't know the game. You know what I mean? And this is why there's no middleman in between me and the things that I do. You know what I mean? Nothing. I pay all the checks that say last name Hawthorne. You know what I mean? So I think that um it's time for Tank Davis to own it. If you don't remember this video, because in 10 years, what you gonna do? You gonna be Tommy Hearns or you gonna be Larry Holmes? Keeping it a buck. Anyhow, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. You guys are amazing. Checks and balances below. And like I said, I don't know the Floyd Mayweather contract, but the deal, Anthony Joshua has the best contract by any signed fighter in the history of the sport, and that's including Floyd Mayweather. Including Floyd. I'm telling you. The best. And I'm not an Eddie Hearn fan. I think Eddie Hearn is still a colonizer. Like I said, I wouldn't subscribe to any of these guys' business plans. I would do it myself. All I would need is one bag. You give me one bag, I'm done. Obama gave me an extension on unemployment. I never look back. Never look back. What was that? $1,600 a month? I flipped $1,600 a month into the Hawthorne estate. Imagine that shit. Barbershop conversations, man. Y'all don't hear me though. Yeah. Barbershop conversations, man. Checks and balances is out now. I totally appreciate y'all, and I genuinely look forward to. And somebody send this to Tank and Calvin Ford, man. Calvin Ford, man. Stop repeating everything Leonard Ellaby and Floyd say, man. Stand on your own, man. You know what I mean? I'm not challenging you. I'm just telling you what I see. You know what I mean? You just repeating, you just regurgitating everything you say. You and Tank came in this game together. Y'all are the assets. They ain't the assets. They work for y'all. And once you understand this, you're going to be free like me, waking up every morning in a mansion. Barbershop conversations. I'm gone, man. Peace.